to go ahead and begin class. So whether you're tuning in online or you're here in person, I want you to find a comfortable position near the front of your mat. Maybe your crisscross applesauce. Maybe you come to sit on your shins. We're going to settle into the body and get in touch with our breath before we begin our practice. So you can go ahead and either take your hands palm facing down on either knees for a position of groundedness, or flip them up towards the sky in a position of receiving. As you start to deepen your inhales, make them a little bit exaggerated here at the beginning, maybe allowing the shoulders to forcefully melt down the back. Touch with that sense of deep, intentional inhalation and exhalation. As we firm up our Ujjayi breath, we start to engage the muscles of the diaphragm. So as you take a deep inhale in through your nose, I want you to imagine a line moving from the top of your head down into your low belly. As you breathe in, the breath moves down this line, filling the end of the belly with air, as if it is a bowl that you are trying to fill with water, your breath being the water. As you fill the bowl, feel the muscles of the abdomen expand, the belly move towards the front of the room, holding for a couple of seconds in that contracted position before slowly, slower than what feels comfortable, you release that breath until there's nothing left in the bowl. This format of breathing will make the sound of a gentle ocean wave as it crashes against the shore. You should be able to hear yourself. On your inhale, that breath comes nice and deep and full. And on your exhale, you constrict the muscles in the back of the throat to slowly allow the exhale leave your body. As you're breathing, you might become more aware of what's happening in your physical body. I suffer from chronic lower back pain. And so in this space, I become very aware. It becomes a really good checkpoint to say what's happening with my low back today, what's happening with my hips. Maybe you experience the same, or maybe you hold your attention as a barometer for your stress, your emotional experiences, or even just your physical attentiveness in a different area, the neck, the shoulders. Maybe it's the space between your eyebrows, where you unconsciously furrow so often. Do a little body scan from the top of your head down to your smallest toe, taking note of these areas and what that tension is trying to tell you. Maybe, in my case, the tension is trying to say, slow down. This isn't the week for vigorous exercise. It is a week for restorative rest. Maybe your tension is trying to say, hey, let's just create some space for ourselves to feel, to release, to relax. These areas speak to us. The body is part of our visceral experience, so connected to our minds. listen to it. On your next inhale, I want you to allow your fingertips to move out to your sides, and then inhale to lift the hands up overhead, bringing the palms together, and then exhaling them slowly into the heart. Bow the chin to the chest. Set an intention for today's class. For me, it is restorative healing, and so if that sticks with you, you can use that intention to fuel your practice, or if there's another word, desire, topic that lands, use that as your anchor point of focus as we flow during today's class. As you inhale, go ahead and press your hands out in front of you, round through those shoulders, so split them apart, bowing the chin to the chest. And then go ahead and move the hands back behind you, interlace them, and pull down to open the heart. Press energy all the way back out through those fingers. The shoulders should be far away from the ears. Deep breath in. And on your exhale, go ahead and round forward. And then inhale, open. 2 more expressions. 1 breath per movement. Last one here. And then exhale the hands down to the sides. We're going to go ahead and roll up over the knees. Hands beneath the shoulders, knees beneath the hips. As we move into any sort of physical expression in this position that feels good for us, maybe you're rolling out the spine. Do something that feels good for your body. And then go ahead and align the hands under the shoulders for just a moment, pulling the belly button into the spine. And we're going to press our left foot back behind us and then lift up, keeping that hip squared into the mat. If you'd like to deepen the expression, you can reach out the opposing arm. Firming through the core, energy moves through the back of the foot and through the fingertips. Deep inhale in. And as you exhale, we pull elbow to knee in center and inhale, extend. Exhale. All the breath releases. Inhale, lift. Exhale. And inhale. Go ahead and set that down. Release back for just a beat. Heels to glutes. And then roll back up, 1 vertebrae at a time. Once again, aligning the wrists beneath the shoulders, the knees beneath the hips. Pull your belly button to your spine, spread your fingertips wide against the mat. And then as you're ready, go ahead and take that right foot back behind you. Pinky toe squared down into the mat, squeezing through the glute. You can stay here, or to deepen the expression, you can reach the left arm out in front of you. Press that right shoulder down away from the ear. Deep breath in. Exhale, elbow meets knee in the middle, and then inhale, extend. Exhale, curl in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, curl in. Inhale, extend. And then go ahead and set it down. We're going to move the knees to the wide edges of the mat, the big toes together, as you sink the glutes onto the heels and reach your fingertips out in front of you. Active arms, so you're pressing through that pointer finger and through the middle finger. Your armpits should feel a deep stretch here. Your forehead should meet the mat. Maybe you give it a little wobble back and forth. Massage that third eye center, that space between the eyebrows that carries so much tension. Deep breath in. Exhale, go ahead and walk your hands over to the right, keeping your left glute grounded to your left heel. Breathe into the side body. Inhale, walk to center, and exhale, over to the other side. Keep your glutes and heels connected in this stretch. Use your breath to expand, open any tension. And then go ahead and walk those fingertips back to center. Reach them out in front of you. One last deep expression in this pose. And then slowly, one vertebrae at a time, we move the spine up, taking the hands for a beat right beneath the shoulders, the knees beneath the hips. Flip the toes into the mat. Walk the hands one hand length forward. And then lift the tailbone up towards the sky, keeping a bend in both those knees for your first downward facing dog of class. You can pedal out the feet here in this position, warming up the low body, settling into the pose. Notice what's happening here. And then find stillness. Lifting your glutes another centimeter towards the sky. I want you to allow your heels to drop. We don't force them, we allow gravity to move them down. And then slowly we're going to move the body forward into a plank position, releasing the shins and the knees, tilting down through the pelvis to create a long line from the top of the head to the base of the knees. And then exhale, keep the elbows tight into the body and release the belly fully down. We're going to take the arms out in front of us, creating a little pillow for our forehead. And I want you to relax into here. Just feel your hips kind of move against the mat. You can go ahead and start to tick-tock your heels back and forth. We're going to create an expression of relaxation before we continue our practice. Really loosen up any tension that might be holding us back throughout our practice. So your heels will move to and fro. Allow your legs to be very loose, almost like noodles moving out your hip socket. As you do this, do not lose your pattern of breathing. If you've ever wanted to incorporate ab work, you don't need to do all of those crazy crunches or even a million planks, even though we incorporate many of those into yoga. But breathing throughout any format of exercise with depth, with diaphragmatic engagement, is actually what's going to engage our pelvic floor and support our deep core that is responsible for safety, functional movement, pain management. So continue to breathe, and you'll see a lot of benefits come out of your practice. You can go ahead and allow the heels to stop. And then we're just going to rock the hips into the mat, side to side. Your heels might want to follow along, but this goal is to sort of rub one hip bone into the mat and then the other. couple more breaths. And go ahead and come to a pause. Move your hands gently beneath each one of your shoulders. Deep inhale in. And exhale. Press up. Inhale, come down. Exhale, press up. We're going to do 4 more of these. To the beat of your own breath. Try to keep your stomach and your glutes as relaxed as possible. Last one. And then we're going to go ahead and press back into a modified child's pose. Slowly ripple the spine back into an all-fours position. Take your hands that extra hand length in front of you, and then lift your tailbone up for your second downward facing dog of class. Deep inhale in through the nose. As you come up onto the tiptoes, exhale, bend the knees nice and deep. And then either hop, step, or float to the front of your mat into Uttanasana forward fold. Feet come together. Head, neck, and shoulders are relaxed. Inhale halfway, heart reaches out in front of you, flat back. And then exhale, dive down. Inhale, circle, sweep all the way up with intention. And then exhale, the hands come out in front of you to prayer. Inhale, lift the hands up. We're going to separate the feet hip width apart, and we're going to go ahead and take the hands down for a shoulder rinse. So go ahead and clasp the hands, pressing your energy down through those knuckles. And then take a deep inhale in. As you exhale, begin to lead with the heart into a forward fold, keeping the energy moving through those knuckles as you release the heart onto the upper thighs. And then the arms begin to relax overhead. So we continue to shoot energy through those knuckles, pressing back, but allowing gravity to take those hands over the head for a nice stretch through the shoulders. Then inhale, we slowly begin to lift the heart, squeeze the glutes to come up, and lift the hands once again overhead. Exhale, dive down, forward fold. Inhale halfway, heart reaches forward. Exhale, go ahead and take the hands down and step back into a plank, 1 foot at a time. Exhale down through chaturanga. Your elbows come tight into the body, flipping onto the tops of the feet. We lift the heart, upward facing dog, the thighs hover. And then exhale, flip the toes. Send the tailbone back towards the sky, downward facing dog. Inhale, come up onto the tiptoes. Exhale, bend the knees. And then hop or step forward to the front of your mat, feet together, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, dive down. Inhale, circle, sweep all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Heel toe the feet, hip width apart. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hands back behind the body, pull down. Energy through the knuckles towards the floor, and then begin to, keeping a squeeze through the glutes, allow the heart to descend as energy presses through those knuckles. Shoulder rinse. Inhale, slowly lift, squeeze the glutes to come up. And then lift the hands up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, heart reaches forward. Exhale, dive down, plant the hands, hop or step back to plank. Move through one vinyasa. One breath per movement. Meeting in downward facing dog. Inhale, the right toe lifts up towards the sky, single leg dog. And exhale, you're going to go ahead and take that through between the hands, stepping the back foot in a couple of lengths, taking the hands to the upper thigh, rotating the hips forward towards that toe, and we're going to stretch through the back of the leg. Breathe into it. Our heart continues to reach forward as we tilt the pelvis to stretch into the back of that leg. We're going to release the hands back behind us, and then inhale with control. Exhale, go ahead and take that left foot, cross it over the right, and then we're going to bow. You should feel a deep stretch on your IT band, the outside of that right leg. Use your breath to relax into the stretch. Inhale, we slowly lift through the torso. Take the feet, uncross them, lift the hands up overhead. Exhale, dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, hop or step back to plank, move through one vinyasa. Meeting in downward facing dog. Inhale, left toe rises. Inhale, go ahead and step it through between the hands, stepping that right foot in. And we're going to straighten the legs, square the hips forward. Aim the heart at the big toe. And then slowly allow gravity, that tilt at the pelvis, to take us down. Slowly take the arms back behind you. And then inhale, we lift. Exhale, the hands come to prayer as we go ahead and cross that right leg over the left. And then slowly begin to bow. Finding that deep stretch on the outside now of the left leg. Only go as far as you feel comfortable. IT bands can be tight at times. And then inhale, slowly come to rise. Uncrossing the feet, lifting the hands up. And then exhale, waterfall over the legs, planting the hands and stepping back for one final vinyasa flow. meet in downward facing dog. Staying here for just a beat to check in with the body. What's different from when we started class? We're going to slowly allow the shins to come down to the mat and then rotate forward. The front of the mat, we're going to take the legs nice and wide, and we're going to walk the hands out in front of us. You should feel a deep stretch in the inside of both thighs. We flex the feet, make sure the knees are rolling out. And slowly walk the torso up. We're going to take that left bicep into the inside of the left thigh, lifting the right fingertips up towards the sky. Big stretch through the side body. And then go ahead and come up, switching sides. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. And go ahead and come up. We're going to come into our final Shavasana, moving the legs in. Before we do, we're going to do a quick hip release, so taking the knees into the body, crossing one ankle over the other, and then rolling those knees in one direction a few times. It can be as small or as large of an expression as what feels good for you. Big circles or small circles. And then switch directions. Go ahead and uncross the ankles. And as you feel ready and led, you can allow your heels to descend to the wide edges of the mat. Releasing your arms at your sides, palms facing up towards the sky for final Shavasana. We enter this position of stillness in order to reflect and integrate. You just spent 30 minutes with yourself, for yourself. Reflect on the intention you set at the beginning of class and pull that into the center of self in such a way that it will become part of how you move through your day. Practice presence before we wrap up today's practice. One last deep inhale in through the nose. And exhale. You can begin to return to your normal, natural rhythm of breath. To awaken the body, maybe you take a little stretch in opposite directions, bringing the big toes together, the arms up over the head. Maybe you just simply start to wiggle in a way that feels good for you, it doesn't matter. But as you're ready to make your way up, feel free to do so and begin to pack up your stations. Appreciate everyone who's tuned in to today's class and that's here in person. We appreciate you. We hope that you have a great rest of your day. The light in me sees and others the light in you.